Another thing we learned is that flexibility, we had to be flexible and mindful with our teams and our clients in a different way to do business. I know Julie talked about LinkedIn. I know we have other members who've utilized LinkedIn, and I'm going to go into that more tomorrow. But we've been able to touch and garner clients in a ways that we would have never been able to. Busy professionals, doctors, lawyers in other industries, professors, whatever it might be, that would never have taken the time to come to an in-person seminar. Now they're engaging because you can reach them through LinkedIn, or they can attend an evergreen webinar on their time. So we're able to reach busy people in new and different ways and increase our client base. We also had to up our technology game. So those of us that maybe weren't as adept at that, certainly we had to dive in, whether we liked it or not. So Teams, Monday.com, Trello, we've all tried a variety of things, Basecamp, Slack channels, but we had to up our technology game. And I think it was maybe in July, I had read that Google actually, obviously they're tech people, but they actually gave their employees permission for the next 12 months to work from anywhere because they could, and because it was a perk, because this pandemic was still going on. So we've all had to up our technology game for sure. The seventh thing, and I just picked 7, we could go on, that we learned was that policies, procedures, and directions had changed and continue to change. They had to, right? So a lot of people's jobs morphed. So many of us had to dedicate a technology person to make sure our clients knew how to use Zoom, download Zoom, knew how to sign documents remotely, whatever it might be. So we had to keep up with these changes, and we had to document them. And this is actually something that, again, I would write down on your to-do list is, we're about a year in, right? Or a year since the pandemic hit most of us, although it hit in waves across the country, is I would go back and revisit those policies and procedures. And maybe if you're meeting some clients in the office, some out, maybe you need to tweak things, as well as people's roles. I mean, the people who support signing meetings, they have different tasks, right? Whether it's in person or virtual. So making sure those things are documented. Again, we had to. Your profits are in your people. Just think about that for a moment. You've heard me say this. I started hounding you all with this concept. I think it was back in the executive director training, like, hard to believe, almost 4 years ago. And I spoke last with you about this when we were last in person together in Tempe, January of last year. And there are various studies out there, but basically about 21 to 26%, it has been proven that your profits can increase if you have the right people in the right roles engaged in what they're doing. Just think about that. Even if you took your number from last month or your number from last year and tried to bump that 21 to 26%, that's really amazing. And certainly we could have a more in-depth discussion on this. But remember, for every 3 people you have at your firm, 2 are not happy and not engaged. Imagine if you had 3 for 3, what you could do. And so we need to keep this in mind as we move forward.